This video is brought to you by Miniature Market. Thousands of board games, miniatures, and paints, discount prices at miniaturemarket.com.
Hey everybody, how are you? Hope you're doing well. Well, it is Warhammer Fest week, and hopefully on the 6th, because I accidentally made a video that said the 5th, we're going to get some really good announcements and really kind of get excited again about GW. Let's see. Let's hope. Okay? Well, as I was going through my collection and stuff and just trying to figure out some projects I can do while I'm homebound for a little bit, I came across an old box set that I had, and a whole set that I had bought from a flea market, and I had gotten an untouched edition of Gorkamorka. Now, we've been recently talking quite a bit about the box sets, and I wanted to show you how it was back in the day and some of the all the stuff that you would get in it. And I also want to show you as a bonus one of the things that I made for my other set that is completed. But this is a set that I'm thinking of working on, putting together, and playing here on the channel. Because Gorkamorka was an underrated and a lot of fun. Hey, how can you take two tribes of orcs and just have them go at it, fighting for teeth? Excuse me. Pretty good idea, right? Let's go down the table. Take a look at what you would get, back in the day in a box. For me, this is one of the classic games of all time, Gorkamorka, and as you can see, I have a pristine copy that I paid. I think I paid like $10 for it at a flea market, right? That was some luck there. You get your traditional rulers. These are the old school rulers. People either love them or extremely hate them. But the first thing we're going to do is we'll save these for last. I just want to go through and show you all the stuff that you would get in these box sets. There was always just a ton of great stuff that they would throw in there. You would get your, of course, read this. It's going to show you how to assemble everything and give you a really good, quick rundown of the rules. Okay, you read this, you understand the rules, and then you can go right to the rule book. Always a nice little touch. How can we forget these, right? Remember the old days, the old world, especially this week with them possibly bringing back the old world. Just taking a look, and God, I miss the old days. I really do, and a lot of us do. You would get a couple of, as you can see, player aid charts showing you how ramming, moving vehicles, boarding, all your different things, movement, shooting, hand-to-hand, recovery, all the stats that you're ever going to need, which is perfect. And then just, you get your decals and tons and tons of figures to fill up two sides. You get a couple of bikes, some trucks, and some other things. Underneath here, I'm just going to kind of show you guys some of these pieces. And this is for the fortress. Back in the day, everything wasn't plastic. They used to have paper fortresses. Of course, the quality has upgraded since then. Let me just show you. And as you can see, you would put your fortress together this way. I did a few different things here, a couple different modifications. There we go. And you get your bits, your teeth, and things like that you're going to want to have. Your different parts to put your fortress together. This wasn't the greatest. Here we go. Your blast markers, some more markers, and some scenery here. Your templates, which were different. It was a different time. So where they would cut corners and make paper things, which were cool and fine, because back in the day there wasn't any stuff like that. As you can see, I started separating the barrels. They would give you some plastic scenery in here. It would definitely just really stand out as such. They would give you just so much in here that that, you know, sometimes you didn't mind the paper things, but now with the technology the way it is and everything, you know, they have a separate box set where you would have fantastic scenery that comes in there. Here's all your dice you would get. But we're going to go, I'm going to move this out of the way, and then I'm going to show you some of these books. So what's really neat is I found this little paper in there. Remember when the trucks were only $22? You can get a Nord boss, a no boss for an orc knob boss for $7.99. Yeah, those were the days, huh? Look at this. Pretty cool, huh? Back in the day, sprues. Used to be able to get all the cool sprues. And like I said, you would go through, it'd show you, it'd take two guys and do a complete battle for you so you understand the concept of everything. Really well done, and shows you how to put everything together. As you can see, constructing your card fort, because you got to have your card fort. But I'll never put that together because I'll show you what I did. Making your guys, making your team here, and your trucks and your bikes, and just going around and beating the bejesus out of you. A whole bunch of, like I said right here, you're going to have your worksheets that they always put in for you. And then you got a couple of books here. And this is where I think there's a big difference here, because you would get the rule book, but this book here, they probably would have sold it separately if it's nowadays, if they tried to redo this. These are the rules, and of course, you know, the phenomenal art that they do. Rick Priestley, Andy Chambers, Gavin Thorpe, historically some of the best people ever to work at Games Workshop. They show you how to, your terrain, shooting, moving, giving you all the charts, your wound charts. If you remember, everything was done a little differently, old school. Injuries. Now, this was built on a campaign system where you are going around and you are trying to defeat and take as many teeth and collect and upgrade your guys and stuff like that. A really, really deep game. Hand-to-hand combat, shooting each other, just all out brawling, which when you get orcs together, yeah. And then, of course, vehicle movement. You know, could be tough a little bit in some areas, but always a lot of fun. And then as we kind of just, psychology, there was terror. I mean, everything in this book, they gave you all the weapons that you could possibly use, orc guns, orc bolters, crossbows, big guns. On the back, there was another chart, okay, for your spanners and stuff like that. Your tables, you know, everything that you need, hit location tables. Really breaking everything down, giving you everything that you need in here. And then the overbook here, excuse me, I could barely talk. As you see, okay, so now you start coming in to historical aspects of it, talking about space hulks and things like that. Always a very deep story. Then Mechtown, which is, you know, they give you a fantastic history of what it is to be an orc, if that's the best way. And then you go into, now this is going to build into how to create a mob, okay? All the stats that you're ever going to need for anything. Weapons, you're going to have, you know, a weapons list that you're going to be able to use. And we're just going to move this over. This book has barely been open. And how much teeth it's going to cost. Remember, teeth is going to be what you're going to be spending and upgrading your guys, okay? Then showing you how to fill out the list and to put together your mob rating, okay? Had a bit of a Blood Bowl feel to it, because your guys would carry over, or unfortunately they would not make it. And excuse me, let's just go back a little bit here. Again, showing you how to put things together, how to paint things up, which was fantastic. Again, this book would probably be sold separately, but it all came into this set. Spraying your vehicle, showing you how to prime it, how to dry brush it, get to where you want to do and build it up. giving you the basics, which they do for free on YouTube. They show you how to do certain things, which I think is fantastic. And if you don't, go check Duck and Roads out. Building your own boards, and things like that. Getting everything to where you want it. Building your own battlefield. Giving you all this wonderful information inside a box set that they sold you. Again, showing you how to put your crews together for your trucks and stuff like that. Campaigns, they give you all the rules for the campaigns. And then back here even, experience, how you're going to get experience. Okay? And upgrading your guys, the difference in your mob rating. Experience bonus when you win and lose. Okay? What to do with your experience points and how you're going to be able to upgrade your guys. So this game really just continually grows, and they give it all to you in one box set. The fort, you start talking about building your own forts and stuff like that. Mech Town, going to different places, working things through, getting healed, getting enhancements when you lose an arm or an eye, and you will lose things. And then going on with the campaign and then into scenarios, how you're going to play different types of scenarios. You're going to have scrap counters, which I like building my own scrap counters, which, we have things like this that we put out there and stuff like that. And we have them grab up all the scrap that they possibly can. And then a bunch of different scenarios if you just want to do some one-offs. And then a little more history. And boom, there you go. This book here alone, okay, would not come in that box if it was today's days. But you got a lot back in the old days, especially with these old sets. And Gorkamorka is something that's very dear to me, and something that we're gonna put together and work on. And I'll show you how this works, and we'll go back in time a little bit. I think it's always a fun thing. Now I want to show you what I already have and what I built. So we're going to come back, and I'm going to show you my fort that I built to replace the paper fort. Now, it's not the most perfect thing, but, this is just something that I decided to throw together specifically for this game. And it works really well because you have the perimeter, you got the doorway that you're going to be guarding, and it's just all out warfare. And having a nice little fort here, which is, just made out of styrofoam, a lot better than the paper one. And that's where you get to use your creativity. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of the stuff from it and glue it in to make it a little more orky, and just let these guys war it out. And I think that's what makes the fun of Gorkamorka is that, whatever's in your mind, you can really come up with and just have a real good blast. So there you go. That's a look at one of the old box sets to kind of remind you how things used to be. And I hope you enjoyed this. And let's go on up top and get my final thoughts. And you guys could build this. It's pretty easy. Well, there you go. A little bit spin back in time a bit. And matter of fact, I think I found some of my old orcs that I got already painted up. So, it's just it's one of those just historically fun games. Then you start adding bombs in their backs and stuff. You give them all kinds of gear and let them run around and just maul each other. I mean, how much better do things get? And hey, why not give them some flamers? Just go around torching each other. All for the love of teeth and the hopes that you can retire and call it a day. Yeah, just some old school stuff that I always enjoy playing. I love the old stuff, and it's what resonates and keeps me in this and with them. So that's a look at the old box set. You gotta forgive me, I could barely talk, but the old box sets, and taking a look at how much you used to get, and just going back to that, the care, the concern that they had for their customer base, where they were putting out these games. Now, Gorkamorka isn't the most popular game, I don't think. When you talk about the specialist games, you hear Morheim, Blood Bowl, Battlefield Gothic. Okay, Gorkamorka, I don't think it was a huge hit, but I don't think a lot of people gave it when it came out. I think it came out right about the same time Warhammer Quest, somewhere in there, and I don't think it gravitated as much as everybody was gravitating to some of the other stuff. But the thing with this game is, once you got going with it, it was a lot of fun, and it was very, very enjoyable, especially if you're a fan of orcs, and understand the two gods, Gork and Mork, and how even amongst them they would fight amongst each other. Orcs, go figure it out. But a nice look back to see everything that you would get. A lot of care was put into it. Yeah, paper for it. Okay, that's all right. But that was technology 30-something years ago. Nowadays, they'd have a separate box set with a fort that you can buy. I don't think they would give you as much as you got inside that box. Very well done. And it's fun to go back and take a look at things. And that's what we did here today. So, hope you all have a wonderful Warhammer Fest week. And let's hope for the best on the 6th. We'll see what happens. Hopefully they'll have some great announcements. Maybe a little better communication. But it never hurts to look back and see how great this company can be. Until next time, it's your old pal Rob. We'll see you soon.